Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Tact and Diplomacy. Let's go around and say hello to everyone as soon as we've looked at the opening credits, of course. Check all those out. It's all the places you can find us, interact with us, talk to us and our community, support us if you wish, buy merch and all that good stuff. You can also find information about our sponsors, Bird and the Storm Publishing and Magehand Press, whom we're very grateful to because they make this all possible. Also, there is a tweet. If you retweet the tweet, then that's very helpful to us because it lets all your friends know that you're here watching the show, and you can tweet about it together, and it's great. You know, tweeters together flock together. There's a bird joke in there somewhere. Let's go round and say hello to everyone, and someone will do a recap. Renee, thank you. Let's go around.
Help.
We'll go anti-clockwise. It doesn't matter because Renee's in the middle. So we'll start with Paige. Hey.
Usually I'm the last to put my headphones back in after the moment, so I'm quite proud of myself this time. Hi everyone, I'm Paige, and I play Eleanor, a sweet little muffin who I love so much, who's probably going to break in this campaign, but I'm really excited for it, so it's gonna be great.
Don't break people, not what we do. Thank you very much, Desert Black, who gives an advantage to the first person who needs one. So the first advantage is on the house. We'll carry on around to Mackenzie. Hey.
Oh, hi. I'm Mackenzie Lane D on Twitter. You can call me Mac, and I will be playing Kite and Hale, our boy who tries. When I'm not playing Kaiden, you can find me as a DM for Apotheosis, and you can also find me over on Encounter Roleplay in the Broken Crown and on the Greyhawk channel in the Old Faith, and maybe a couple of secret podcast projects coming soon. And I also write things, and I'll have stuff coming out. And I really want to get into this game, y'all, so I'm gonna shut up.
Fantastic.
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
Am I doing the recap now or after everyone introduces themselves?
I think after everyone introduces themselves would be better.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. Thank
but
you.
Also,
Go on.
I can introduce myself.
You can. Thank you, Bowman. Oh, shit. Thank you, Bowman, though, for the sub. Continuing the gift sub they got from Mirror Shadows. You have an advantage to gift to a player of your choice. And, hey, everyone, why don't you carry on leading the stream for a second while I clean up all the drink that I just threw everywhere.
Good luck. I'll introduce myself. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I am Renee, and I play Cashel. I go by Cash to my friends, but I don't have very many of those. But I think that might be changing because these people, I think, are gonna be my friends. I think they think I smell a little bit, but aside from that, they're cool-ish, you know? So I'm really glad to be here today. Oh, Renee,
Yeah, what does Renee do?
I don't know. I'm not Renee right now.
That is a move.
I think Renee writes articles for the Patreon. You can also find her as the DM for Fate and the Fable Maidens and the Tapestry. You can also find her for pre-production for Edenfall.
Thank you, Mac, for taking care of everything for me. Yeah, that's what Renee does. She's cool, I guess, ish.
Renee isn't here right now.
Renee isn't here right now, but she has friends, more friends than me. I know what she does, so.
All I can sit here thinking about is, sorry, Renee can't come to the phone right now because she's dead.
That's exactly where my brain went to, Kelly.
Sorry, my introduction took so much time. Next.
I believe Kelly's next.
I think we're burning time for Scrap to clean up, so it's fine. Hi, I'm Kelly. My dog is growling at me to throw this ball. Hold on. That I can't find because he won't drop it. Anyway, hi, I'm Kelly. I do things. I write articles sometimes, and I do cool DM's Guild projects like Friends, Foes, and Other Fine Folks, and Uncaged, and other stuff that's coming out, and maybe stuff with Mackenzie, who's really cool and I enjoy working with. I just do things. I'm just around. I just do things. Yeah, I have some cool announcements about things coming up, but they're not happening yet, so I can't do them yet. Anyway, I play Eris, who is not so good with people. Peopling is not her thing, which is why she likes Cash, because she doesn't have to try.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Unknown. Yes. And she has secrets and seems to be really interested in lots of things and doesn't really mind bodies bleeding out, so that's her. And she also started an avalanche. My bad.
It was a team effort.
It was a team avalanche. Speaking of the avalanche, why don't we go up to Kayla?
Building exercise. Nothing works like team building exercises like an avalanche. Because you all have to work together. Hi.
Okay, thank you for buying me time, everyone. I'm good.
Oh, well, hi. I'm that Kayla person. I'm the last person to introduce myself. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm here, and I'm gonna do Reese. And he's about as eloquent as I am, so yay. This'll be fun.
What has happened?
I don't know. We fell apart. It took 1 week, and we were all like, this is gonna be awesome! And then we got to it, and we're just like...
And then we all had feelings and secrets, and we got really stressed.
Don't worry, I have a recap.
Oh my...
So, previously on Tact and Diplomacy, Eris and I started an avalanche, and we're real proud of it because we did cool magic-y science stuff at the same time, and it was just loud, but it was so good. And so we ran into the cave, and like some of us made it, some of us didn't. Hope was lost out in the snow. I mean, not like, you know, dead yet. Reese was out there too. Reese was out there too, but Reese was able to, like, you know, kind of take care of himself and like make sure that Hope was okay. And then like the rest of us are just chilling in the cave, and like, I don't know, mostly like once we found our way out, oh, Caden got hurt. Caden got hurt real bad, but I didn't see it, so I'm not actually supposed to. But I think it's bad, so it's really hard to recap when you've only heard part of the story. So I think Caden's hurt,
great.
And Eris listened in, and Caden was like talking to Eleanor, and like, so Eris knows more stuff than I do. Mostly like once we got a tunnel to the outside, and so Reese was able to bring Hope inside, and I was just like chilling with her and like watching her, you know, like I was just, you know, making sure she's okay. And then we all were gonna sleep and take watch, but Eleanor went first, and I don't know what happened because also wasn't there. I was asleep. But
I love your determination to recap the things you couldn't hear. Like,
how is the audience supposed to know what happened if I don't recap it? Eleanor got called away by like some spirits though, so like she left her post, and like apparently they're mad because of the boom that Eris and I made, but like it was a real big boom. We're still proud of it, no regrets, you know. And like then Eleanor came back and woke Eris up for her watch, but then also I don't actually really know what happened, but like Eris saw a Fiondas in the woods, I guess, and like followed them because that's what you do when you see a Fiondas, and then came back but was like too alert and awake, and so she she woke Reese up for his watch, and then I also don't know what happened, but the two of them went off and like talked about their feelings, and then I didn't have to take a watch. They let me sleep in. And then they came back and were like, oh, and Eleanor left her post. And then the Fiondas was there. And like, they're not really dead because it was the same Fiondas that fell off the cliff. Oh, but then we got out of the snow in the cave and we like hiked a little bit and we saw the city. So like, we're good now, right? That's it.
10 out of 10 recap.
I almost spit out my tea.
Can we recap in character from now on?
Can casually recap every week.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The one that fell off the mountain.
Her sitting in the corner, like scribbling all of this frantically in her journal. Like, this is what happened. And like, it was totally awesome.
I'm definitely seeing like
Totally awesome.
the Death Note writing gif. Okay. Yes, that is exactly what happened. And so we begin today's session in the morning, the crisp morning mountainside, heading now down the mountains of the Morroim towards Aelwyd Soch, the long-forgotten capital city, which should by rights be completely abandoned. But instead is brightly lit, and smoke is coming from all around. Not like fire smoke, but like chimney smoke.
Wait, why do we think that the city is supposed to be abandoned?
Because it's the ancient, you would know it's the ancient capital city where the kings of the three realms of the peninsula used to meet, but they stopped this some time ago when one of the kings died during the visit there in a particularly harsh winter. And it's been left alone ever since as sort of like a holy land for the Morphin to pilgrimage to.
Okay. Thank you for filling me in. Also, I'm going to disappear for a second because I realized I never plugged my computer in. So it's just running on battery. I'll be right back.
Hope would probably be saying that to you all, not thinking you don't know, but just sort of like reiterating it to herself as she walks down the mountainside. I don't get it. This place should be, it should be completely empty. That's the whole point. We're supposed to be coming here and finding that there's nothing. Who are these people here? I mean, smoke, does that mean magiantists?
What?
I don't. And she sort of stops and looks at Cashel. Cashel, where did you come from?
North.
Aye. Aelwyd Soch is north.
Yeah. That's where we're going.
Is that where you came from?
Sure, that direction, yeah.
Do you know anything about what they're doing there?
A bit. I take notes.
For who?
For me.
Would you mind sharing with the class what they're doing up there?
With Scratticus's help, sure, yes.
Sure thing. Several, I took you through the basics, didn't I? Like, you know, there were...
Yeah, so, I mean, like, Cash can explain a little bit about the weapons that they're making in Aelwyd Soch. It's like the goal, and she did try to share some of this with Eris earlier in, I guess, the cave-in avalanche moment. They like tried to share some of their notes on it, but that's it. But weaponry that could wound the Fiondas, and so they've been working on that.
So you mean something like this? And Reese points to the sword on his back.
Yeah, like exactly like that.
Do you think the Fiondas maybe got it from the city that you're totally not from, but kinda are from?
I just came from there. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to like theorize without all the facts, but it could have been any number of things, right? Like, could have stolen it off a dead traveler, could have gotten it from the city itself, like, could be anything. Though, like, if it got it from the city itself, bad luck.
So what Cashel would know is that Eowoodsar is not a city. It's just a castle, just a meeting place, long abandoned.
Cool.
And mostly what's happening here is they are mining the extremely rare metal Tugach, which is used to make these swords.
I explained that to everyone. Now you know.
I'm still confused as to who they is. Like, random people.
People who can be trusted.
Can anyone be trusted?
Some.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but I'm fairly certain that that's the answer. So I think this is the anthill, if you remember. The continent's whole body, and then there's little anthills coming out. Those really little people with little tools picking at the air, and it was kind of like in the belly button. But I think this is really it. I think this is what is upsetting all the woo.
You mean you think that their mining is upsetting your little non-existent friends?
Yes. But I really don't think they're non-existent. I think
Non-corporeal.
they are a little shy as well.
Alright, well, Cashel, hypothetically, if we were to walk up to this castle, are they going to attack us? Are they going to be hostile, or are we just fine?
I'm pretty sure it's chill.
Well, how careful do we have to be?
Reasonably careful, I would say. Should I have a quick moment with Cashel, just to give Cashel a quick download, and then we'll come back. Hey, Renee. Or
Hi.
Cashel, rather.
Thank you.
Cashel, you know that these people are from Rise, the northeastern part of the peninsula, nearest the continent. They are there, they are peaceful, but they are mining, and they haven't sought they were sent by the government running Rise, but it's not legally sanctioned with any of the other continents. It's just something that they've done. However, they have come with their personal guard, which includes people who carry rifles like Eris's. Ferven's rifles, if you will. They're mining Tugach. They're taking it back to one of the they're taking them back to Rise, though they don't actually have the means to make it into weapons yet. But their logic is that, hey, there was a big Fiondas attack before we started doing this, so we're just getting this metal so we can defend ourselves. We're not causing the problems. You would have gleaned all of that easily.
Yeah. Okay.
How you feeling about the rest of your party members around you?
Cool-ish. How am I feeling?
Well, Eris is certainly very interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt two emotions about someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both really, like, interesting and also suspicious. Like, it's really cool that they're really interested. But why are they interested? Kaiden seems to be pretty open and close. Seems trustworthy enough. Seems fighty enough. Just gets injured also. Like, but everyone else seems to be a little shifty around him. Especially Reese. Eleanor's getting close to Kaiden though. Like you said in your recap, or intro rather.
I said something in an intro?
Yeah, Cashel, you said that you weren't sure if people liked you yet, or if they thought you were smelly. And like, yeah, it's kind of true, you know. Eris is definitely like interested in you, but it's more like morbid curiosity than like, I don't know, that friendship thing that some people have. Like, do you think Cashel's ever had a friend?
Probably not by like everyone's general definition.
Hmm. Yeah, no, these people aren't here either yet.
That's fine. I don't need them to be.
Cool. Okay. You wanna go back?
Cool.
Any questions?
Sure, yeah. No, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Say Eris a lot because I know that Kelly can read lips. So let's just say Eris in a few sentences. Yeah,
Eris.
definitely Eris.
Eris.
Yeah.
Eris.
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 Oh, Eris. Okay.
Yeah.
Eris.
But like,
Yeah.
you know, play it cool. But
So
Eris.
cool. I'm so cool-ish.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay. Yeah, no, they're chill.
Well, that's reassuring.
I mean, just like, don't go in there like all "Rah," and stuff, and like, it should be fine.
Oh, all right then.
Cool. Good enough for me.
But aren't you going to tell them they have to stop?
What?
The digging.
Well, we should figure out what it is exactly that's like bothering them about it first, right? Like, because if they're digging up stuff that can kill the Fiondas, we kind of want them to keep doing that too.
I just don't think it's so clear as that. I think there's something going on that really connects it. I just have the feeling that the Fionas aren't just showing up for for the laughs of it. I think they're
Eleanor.
showing up because they're angry. The spirits.
How long have they've been mining here, Cashel?
I was going to ask the same.
I mean, it's been a while, right? Like they're getting this metal, it's been ported off, made into some weapons, and obviously you've seen the results of that, so it's been a process.
How has
But-
nobody noticed this before?
Did they start mining before or after the Fiondas attacked Guider?
I feel like you all underestimate how long I was in Ilwinsul.
In fairness, you are kind of our only font of knowledge at the moment.
I meant overestimate. It's just that like I was there. But like I was just there, you know? I mean, I can look back in my notes more if you really want like the chapter and the details.
I mean, I think that'd be helpful.
Well, I think one way or another, the answers that we're looking for are down there.
Right then, shall we?
We shall. And Reese will help lead the way. Oh my god, there's a giant spider on the wall.
Thank you, Michael, for the donation and the gift sub. The donation advantage went to Cashel. The sub to Todd. Todd gifted it to Mackenzie.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Hope starts marching down the mountain, then stops and looks nervously at Reese.
He definitely follows and takes the lead.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Onwards we go. Follow me.
Try to be quieter this time.
Just don't take out the thing. Just yeah. We'll leave that for emergencies only.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you. And he blazes a trail through the snow.
You find it a lot easier on this side of the mountain. In fact, after some time, you begin to find, you find hard surface under the snow. And quite by accident, you've stumbled across one of the old roads.
Well, this is gonna make this a lot easier. And he just follows the road. It's obviously leading to the city, so he's gonna follow it so it's safest for everybody.
Of course. And as you get closer and closer, you see these bright lights burning. They're not actually they're not lamp lights or fire lights. These are lights a lot like Eris's thick nebula lights. Even light, no flicker. The safe lights. Smoke rises from several chimneys, as it seems they are smelting on site. You'd all have a base understanding of what smelting is. You can't live in a village with a smithy without understanding roughly what's going on there.
Eris, these lights are like the one you had in the cave.
Yep.
What exactly is that?
I think Cash is more likely to know than I am. I just, it was a present.
Eleanor, just warn us if your friends are getting angry, will you?
All right. They don't always tell me. I kind of get a second wind of it, but I'll do my best.
Is there like a front door to this place?
There's a moat.
As you get closer and closer, eventually you see maybe 3 people standing around a perimeter that's been made. There's a large metalwork fence and 3 guards, each of whom stands with a long stick in their hands.
Would there be some kind of military signal I could maybe give of we're friendly?
They don't look like military. They look more like guardsmen, maybe private mercenaries.
Right, Hope, what exactly did you want to come to Erwinsoft?
Well, to find out what's been to find out what's been rattling the Fiondas. The king down south, he feared something would be going on here. I'm to find out what's going on and try my best to resolve it.
Right. Hope you don't have to take on a whole city.
Come again?
Let's hope you don't have to take on a whole city.
But there won't, it won't be taking on a whole city, even if that's the answer. I need to find out who's in charge, speak to them. And I've got a feeling that this is all gonna get political.
The castle, right? We can talk to the king.
Is there a king? There was never a king of this place. There was just... This is where they met.
Cash, is there anybody in charge?
Cash is like looking up at all of the lights. What?
When
Did you
were
ever
here-
hear of somebody in charge?
Sure. I mean, like, there are people who run it and stuff. Like, the guards have a hierarchy.
Okay.
Right.
Just and Eris cracks her knuckles.
It's probably not wise to start any fights.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just stretching to emotionally prepare myself to have to talk to other people.
Oh no.
And she's just gonna take Cash by the arm and say, "You've been here before," and drag her towards the front door.
I mean, okay. Yeah, okay.
Those two are gonna get us killed again.
You
Ooh.
probably will.
Hey, no, who goes there?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just... Me and my friends, we got caught in this avalanche while we were traveling through the woods, and we could really use a place to stay, and we see that your lights are on, and we met this wonderful person here who helped guide us to you, and can we come inside, please? It's cold.
It's that weird mage in girl. She's brought some friends back with her. Hey, look, you got any weapons?
I mean, I've got like my like knife, but I mostly just use it to eat, and you know, just things to protect ourselves in the woods, but nothing dramatic.
Where is the boomstick right now?
In my pack somewhere.
Also, the giant sword on Reese's back.
Yeah, there's like 2 swords. Like, if they're looking at any of the rest of the group, there's 2 swords on his back, a bow, and a quiver. Like,
Stuff to protect ourselves. I didn't say like we were.
and I'm sure Hope has stuff on her as well. Like, there's not really excluding Eris, nothing's really hidden.
I mean, we're not here to cause any trouble. We can't expect us to wander through the woods without any weapons.
No,
mean,
I agree.
I look like the troublesome type to you.
All right. Hang on a second. You there. Where'd you get that armor? And he points at Hope. Thank you, Mackenzie. I happened to find it in the woods down south. Had it modified to suit me. Why? That symbol. We've had trouble with thieves with that symbol who brand it into their bodies. Are any of you thieves?
No,
Around in our really ragtag group.
we're very cold and a little bit injured, and I have beef. If I could trade you beef to let us in. But no, we're a really, really good, honest group of people. Side eyes, like literally everyone in our group.
We're just travelers. We just need a place to stay.
Oh, did we mention the avalanche? I feel like that's relevant.
All right. We'll let you stay. Welcome, trash fire raiders.
How
All right.
appropriate.
I'm gonna say
How appropriate.
How appropriate.
Need our trash fires.
Cashel will let you in, of course. You've been away for a while, but we know you. You in the armor. We're gonna need to see your shoulders at least. Maybe we should do that for all of the rest of you.
You do realize it is freezing out here.
Alright, we'll take you into the guardhouse.
I have also wrapped up some people, so please don't undo my bandage. I only have so many.
We can get you spare bandages.
Right?
Leans on Alienor's shoulder. Or like does the whole like can't support his own weight thing.
Is this really quite the time to be peeling off bandages? We just survived an avalanche, for God's sake. Can't you let us warm up inside and get some food first? This is really quite indecent.
We keep focusing on the avalanche. I think you guys also forgot to mention there were Fiondas hot on our trail.
Fiondas too. How would one of you like to make me a some sort of persuasion discussion? If any of you have like, I don't know, parlay as a focus or
Well, it's all under relation, right?
yeah.
Yep.
I don't have any focus there, but I can roll for it.
Yeah, I don't have focus, but I have skills.
I don't have focus, but I have skills.
I don't have a problem with them, and they don't have a problem with me, so.
I think Eleanor and I are taking the lead anyways in terms of like being the hi, we're dying in the front. So
Pity Pursa.
Those advantages.
It's okay.
Okay. All right, look, we'll let you into the guardhouse. We'll build a fire and everything, get you warm. But we're not going to let you mingle around freely until we've at least seen your shoulders. We're not having thieves wandering around here. We've only just set up this camp. All right.
I nearly died out there. You really think now's the time to be ripping off bandages?
Let's just get inside and figure it out from there.
Hey, get inside. Sorry, I was giggling because I've affected your accent, Mackenzie. I can hear the difference. By going
Sorry.
Irish, you've come Irish with me.
It's I'm trying so hard. Yo, it's fine. Kaiden matches his voice to fit other people's. We'll just say it's canon now. It's fine.
A chameleon language. Got it. Yes, come on, let's get you all inside now. Agatha, would you go and open up the guardhouse first, dear? And you see this guardswoman walk back to the guardhouse and start unlocking things.
Hey, well, do you think they're gonna buy us some whiskey first before we take everything off?
I really don't want to take off this. My accent's gone now. Thanks, Scrat.
I'm so sorry.
It's gone. It's never coming back.
Hang on.
I recommend muting your microphone and just like talking in
I have
it
the
for.
pitch pipeline real hard now, y'all. Thanks.
My bad. My bad. I just heard you go Irish. I couldn't help but laugh. Ah, sorry. Right. Irish.
Shame.
It's short order before you are sort of frog marched to this small guardhouse where there is indeed a fire burning, and it's quite warm. And they're good enough to share their rations. Agatha says, "Now listen, Seamus is a good lad, but he's not in charge. So I'm gonna go and get the captain. And the captain will give you a once over. And I mean, you know, Seamus is a stickler. You can't blame him for that. We've had a real problem up here, though not, I must admit, with people, mostly with beasts. Your journey through the mountains sounds exciting."
Yeah, a little bit.
We're mostly been hired to escort the Varigal on her duties.
Oh, you're a Varigal, are you? Oh, that's nice. It's nice, that. Thank you very much. Variant rolls for the raids. All the raids tonight. Oh, hi, everyone. Please take note of the sanity and content warnings. They're you know, heavy stream, possibly. Might be light tonight. We'll see.
Kaiden is basically leaning on Alienor. Limping a little more than he probably should, but definitely leaning.
As she leaves, how much privacy do we have?
Fleeting moments between guards. There is guards standing at the door, and I think one guard would be staying in the room with you. This person hasn't spoken yet. They're taller than the other guards people, and look like they've been hauling rocks their whole life.
I would like to pull Hope aside. Or topple over to her.
Hey, what is it?
Right, what guild did you exactly get that armor from?
I didn't. I'm telling you, I found it in the woods.
You told me earlier. Oh, my accent is gone. Bye.
No, you were actually back on it though. You were back on
I
it.
was back on it? Alright. You told me back in the town where the castle was, you said you got it from a guild.
No,
Which one's the truth?
look, I'm a Varigal. I know about the guilds, but I found leather armor. I adapted it. This wearing the mark, it made travel easier. All right.
People were scared of you.
More that they thought I was one of them. I'm good with my tongue.
Better be. And then I'm gonna go over to Alienor. Hi.
Everyone would have heard that as well. I think you weren't making that much effort to make that quiet.
Oh, I wasn't.
Yeah.
With Kaiden like leaning against Eleanor, I'd be like, oh my god, do you not see the man? He's about to fall over. And I'll like over the top kind of be like, oh, lay down, kind of. And like try to make him to lay down.
Kaiden is going to be cooperative. A big surprise.
I think Eris would look to Eleanor and say, something like, you know, maybe that rot has set in on Kaiden's shoulder and might need to get sliced away.
Aye, Kaiden, do you hear that the rot might need to get sliced away?
You talking about cutting off my entire arm?
No, there's not. Just a wee bit of a, where the marks you.
You know, I've seen wounds before where if it starts getting infected and going green, you have to cut away some of the dying skin so that it doesn't get infected, and then we'd have to cut off your arm, which would be terrible, obviously.
I see. Right. This wouldn't be the place to do it. We can't do something like that in here. Ooh, that's that. My accent's going everywhere tonight.
But,
We'll take it.
If it's an emergency and if you were dying.
Well, does anyone else know what the Fionda's bite does?
I am trying to pick my brain, Eleanor's brain here, if she would know what a bite would do, even like mythological, like I can't use words, mythology-wise.
Fionda's bite, it's picking your brains has never been a recording, the stories say that it's usually like things that are dead but alive that are absorbed. So like trees which have fallen but are now crawling with life again. People whose souls have departed but their corpses are still warm. You know what I mean? That sort of absence of life but also life.
I guess, Kaiden, that really, it's just that it's really kind of a wound and it's probably rotten now, like Eris is saying. So I'll give you the option. I can...
Can we do it in here?
Aye.
We just need to sanitize a blade in one of these nice, convenient fires.
All right.
As you are all discussing, a man in a much nicer suit walks in. It's a guardsman's outfit, but it looks like it just came off the press, there's not a crease in it. He has stripes on his lapels and a hat in his shoulder loop. Long moustache, grey. As he comes in, the burly guy salutes. He takes a cursory glance over all of you. Donovan, report. Yeah, talking about cutting out a goat, Ken. Sorry, Donovan. We're talking about cutting out green. Poison. Ken? Thank you, Donovan. he turns to all of you and dismissed. Cashel, nice to have you back.
Hey.
The rest of you, welcome to the to our little project out here. What you doing out here?
So first, Eris extends a hand very delicately to shake his.
He when you say delicately, are you limp socking it? How are you?
Like very, very like highfalutin kind of handshake.
He'll sort of take it as you would expect. I'm not sure if that's sort of like the kiss my hand handshake or not.
Probably, yeah.
Probably he would take it and not really like formally kiss your hand, but just raise it to his mouth and then put it down again. Sort of do the hover kiss, you know. Thank you. Nice to meet you. My name's Patrick, and people call me Captain Clanahan. I'll ask again, what are you all doing out here? Where'd you hail from?
We're from a local village that we were hired to escort Varigal out to the north here. We've been seeing more and more Fiondas attacks coming into more and more populated areas, and they seem to be originating from out here. So Varigal was interested, and she needed accompaniment, and we volunteered our services.
That's true. That's why I'm here. I was sent from Ostabail. By the Ant Sailor himself. Alright. And is your mission to report back, or?
Our goal was just to get the Varigal here safely.
Well, then in that case, congratulations. We'll take the Varigal and the rest of you can return home. We'll give you provisions.
You're really just gonna send us back? We just went through an avalanche.
And the Fiondas attack.
Attacked by Fiondas. Kind of at the same time.
Do I get any kind of read on this guy, Scrat?
Sure. Give me a roll. I guess you have something? Oh. Okay, let's take a quick moment with Eris. Prim and proper. This is a man who is an officer. Looks like maybe he was, maybe came in at officer level, but there's something about him that says he does things by the book. Something about him that says that he's maybe had some experience. Probably you would have been trained to try and avoid this sort of person if possible. Because
Lack of weak spots.
not just lack of weak spots, but also they tend to just create problems by not going with the flow. Seems like the sort of person who will do everything painstakingly by the book, whether you're a pauper or the king. Looks very, very adherent to his own moral code and expects everyone else to adhere that way. His hair is all neatly trimmed, for example, even though he's way out here for however long. His suit looks, his uniform looks pristine, his boots well shined. But at the same time, he's not gangly. It looks like he's been putting in some work while he's here as well. He seems official.
But does he seem in charge, or is he middle management?
He seems in charge. Captain is his title, but he gives off the air of command. Like serious command.
Does he... Is there any of us that he seems to be particularly wary of or particularly attentive to?
He's probably looking at Kaiden a little more than the rest of you, seeing that Kaiden's shoulder is damaged, where the armor would be marked. His eyes can't help but flicker to it. I mean, hell, you rolled like what, a 32 there or something stupid. He seems a little preoccupied with Kaiden. He also seems a little interested in you and Alienor as well. That might not be because of your armor, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Alright, I see what you're saying. You've come a long way. You've had some hard times. I'll let you stay with us for a few days. You can learn about what we're doing here. Maybe I'll even give you some sort of souvenir to help you on your way back. But, here's my conditions. You give me a good chance to explain things to you. You're not allowed to jump to any sort of conclusions about things. I want to know that you're all not thieves. Alright, we had a theft just the other week. That's why we tripled the guard. Some people managed to make a break in the fence and got away with a large amount of a precious material. Some of which had already been processed. On top of that, you're not to tell anyone about this place. Not to tell anyone what we're doing here.
It's kind of hard to tell people when everyone kind of already knows about it.
How do you mean, sorry? Back home they already know about it.
It's a castle. It's...
Reese,
What they're doing.
Reese is just saying that most of the people that he chats with are right here in this room already. But, sir, I'm sure we can follow your rules, and we're just thankful to have completed our mission and have some place to rest for a little while. You can see that between the Fiondas attack and Eris motions to Kaiden's shoulder. And
I'm on the ground.
He walks over to Kaiden and crouches down next to him. Got your shoulder there. Just used field triage there. He looks to Alienor.
I'd really like to take care of my whole group here. We've all had a little bit of a rough one, and as much as we've marched on, the good old village folk that we are, we might need a rest away. I understand you have business to take care of, but can I please dress them all and get them bathed? At least have you smelt them?
He pulls a bottle out of his pocket, sets it down next to Kaiden, then pulls out a bandage, then some scissors, scalpel. I happen to train in medicine myself. I can give you a hand.
Have you ever dealt with a beyond this fight?
There's a good chance.
I'd like to know for certain, and out of the 2 doctors in this room, I know one has dealt with a beyond this fight before and one hasn't. I'd rather trust the one who has.
I'm not saying you got to choose, I'll just help out.
I really appreciate Captain. Captain, I'm sorry. Patrick, did you say?
They call me Captain Clanahan.
Oh, sorry, sir. I might need some help. I'll let you know. Can we do it a little bit somewhere a little bit brighter, you think? Maybe somewhere else other than a guardhouse? No offense.
Honestly, closest to the fire here, you're probably in one of the best places. It's warm at least. And I tell you what, you're right. We can make it a little brighter. He pulls out a stick and places a nebula over Kaiden. It's sort of bearing down now on Kaiden like a surgical light. You probably won't find a better operating table in the whole place now.
Sir, I'm sorry to beg your forgiveness, but I may have gotten a little bit in over my head signing up for this, and I'm feeling a bit queasy at the thought of dealing with her watching this again. Would you be willing to kind of let our doctor work and maybe show me where we might be able to stay for a little while so that I don't have to be here for this again? I imagine there's not anyone here who knows the place quite as well as you do, and you can tell us where we are and aren't allowed to go.
Well, Eris, can you please make me a relation roll? And thank you so much, Smallish Sam, for donating me that disadvantage, which I'm going to invoke now.
Hey, you can take my advantage, Kelly.
No, you can't cancel things with other things.
Oh, you can't? Aw.
Frick!
Thank you, Sammy.
So sad.
I tell you what, I won't. There's no need for me to come with you personally, but Agatha, would you see this person to their quarters? And Agatha comes in and stands by the door waiting for you, Eris.
Captain, if you don't mind, then if you said you have the supplies, would you mind going and getting some smelling salts for Eris? She does get a wee bit squeamish, and she might. It's better if you leave her alone without some smelling salts. I ran out earlier. She accidentally knocked it out of my hand. I went over the mountain during the avalanche, and it's really quite a problem for me. I have no smelling salts and a woman who needs them.
Okay, I'm calling this out. We all just saw Mackenzie's Patreon thing come up, right? She just whispered me to say disadvantage to herself.
Hey, my boy might be panicking, but I enjoy it.
So sorry, Elena, were you addressing Patrick or Agatha?
Patrick.
Patrick. I think we might as well just get this done now. If Eris is feeling faint, then Agatha can take her away.
Okay.
And he's going to take the scissors and start cutting the bandage.
Eris is
Can
actually...
Can I get a
powerful feeling?
Can I
Sorry.
get a whisper real quick?
Yeah, sure. Let's get a whisper real quick. Hey,
It
Reese.
depends. Hi. This is such a bad idea. And
I
it's
love
either
it.
going to end very quickly or it's going to cause another avalanche. Can I make a mental fortitude kind of roll to like see if he can like force himself to really look at the like gore on his shoulder and essentially make himself panic and cause a scene?
So you want to pass the mental fortitude roll?
To at least, because I don't think he would like, he would do everything to avoid looking at it.
Yeah,
But if he
yeah.
could get up the courage enough to look at it and cause a scene, I think it might help. Yeah, uh-huh. It's up to you.
Oh, no. I'm looking at my things over here. By all means, make me a mental fortitude roll.
Okay, if I pass it, I look. If I don't, I can't will myself to look at it. Correct?
I agree.
Okay. And I feel really bad about doing this. Can I take that advantage that was left open for anybody?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I feel so bad doing this without any of them knowing. And I probably will apologize profusely. Okay.
Oh! No!
Yeah. He's just feeling sick right now. Very, very sick. The whole thing. Especially when they're mentioning, like, willingly cutting his arm open. That he just feels sick. But he can't look over at it.
Reese, I don't want you to read too far into this.
Mm-hmm.
You passed that roll.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I can look at... Is this one of those things where I lose, I win, but if I win, I lose?
As you look across at your arm, you don't get the overwhelming emotions that normally happen. You don't feel the fear and things that happen. Instead, you almost feel cold about it, like it's distant, like it's not really real. You begin to wonder if that gore that you had a problem with was initially had actually happened to you, or if it was a fancy that you had made up. This is the first time you've really thought this way, but looking at it, it seems so cold, so distant that... Did that really happen to you? Or was it just something that you dreamed?
So not the reaction at all. Just staring at a bloody wound on Kaiden's shoulder, being like, That's not gonna help.
From this point forward, I would like you to roleplay Reese as slightly more colder and detached.
Okay. That is all. At least for me. They're all looking down.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, you were first.
I'm here. I was paying attention.
Sorry, I'm stressed.
Cool. So we have another 2 advantages to Kelly. Or maybe 3 is that? Because I think there's another one that just got gifted. But also, the one in the bank has been used. Reese used it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Totally fine.
Yeah, I told you they'd be cool. Michael, was yours to Kelly? Yes. So Kelly, you now have 3 advantages. There you go. Reese is just staring at Kaiden's shoulder as the doctor begins to cut, and then everyone started talking at once. So I'm not really sure what anyone was gonna do there. So a little bit of panic. What's the? We'll go for like the first scissor cut is like snip.
Eris was gonna follow Agatha towards the door. Every woman for herself. She's ready to bolt.
Agatha leads Eris outside.
I guess when he starts cutting, I'm just gonna be like, be aware he's a bit of a wiggler, this one, and kind of like hold down and kind of purposely kind of like hold where the wound is for him to clean and attempt to cover the spot. Eleanor is desperate.
Kaiden's gone completely blank-faced.
And I'll just start talking to Patrick with like, yeah, thank you so much for this. Now tell me, and like try to distract him is my goal. But just be like, I gathered the Martha here. I was just wondering. I haven't seen one in a while, and I wanted to talk to him about some of the stuff going on around here.
Please make me a stealth roll, Eleanor.
Oh God. I think I have an advantage.
You do have an advantage, yes.
Can I? Outside?
Hey, that's not a bad stealth roll. It's not the most subterfugal of hand movements, but you're able to put your hand like over most of the thing. And what was it you said at the end there? Do you have a Dimorphin? No, you won't find a Dimorphin around here. We're from Rise. We left our Dimorphins back in their villages. We're here on a mage test exposition.
Well, that'd be wrong then, because you're kind of talking to one right now. You can find one right here.
And as he's cutting away the bandage and removing Kaiden's armor,
The back is worse.
Who's back?
The back of his shoulder. It's where the front teeth sink in.
all right, roll him over.
I flop over.
It does look pretty bad. I think... Is that a tooth stuck in there?
Can't rightly look back there, can I?
And he like takes a pair of tweezers and like starts pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on a minute.
She's lurking.
This isn't a tooth. As he's pulling this long piece of like wood out of Kaiden's shoulder. Too long to have come from the Fiondess's mouth. There's even a little green bud growing off it. Ugh. What do you say, bitch? A Fiondas bit you?
Well, we did dress it in kind of a cave in with a really tiny fireplace. We might have missed something when he, got injured. It's kind of why we're redoing it now.
Aye. Doubt you put a sapling in there. Unless this is some sort of Dimorphin magic.
Well, we are known for putting some leaves in, and I do have a lot of little medical stuff in my bag, and she kind of pulls out the bag, TM. And it's like, I have a lot of stuff in here that I might have mixed something up. And she starts pulling stuff out, like, I have this and this, but I don't really know sometimes in the dark. I don't really have the best vision. I'm not like a cat, you see. I'm kind of like a human. So sometimes I might make a mistake.
Quick question, Scrat. When the tree was pulled out of me, what did I feel it? Did I feel it in, or like, did I feel it before? How did that?
Oh, okay, everyone buckle in. In fact, everyone raise your O's for a second. And if this gets too much, put it down. As the... and chat, you're free to walk away or mute at any time. This is going to be gory. As you feel this length of wood pulled out of your shoulder slowly, you can feel the ripping and tearing as the twig moves along the bone. You can feel it sort of wiggling all the way up to your shoulder as it comes out. And you can definitely feel like spores tearing off of things on the inside.
Kaiden doesn't say anything. He's biting his lips so hard right now.
Yeah, when it comes out real slow, and it's not that bloody. It seems more... not infected. Infected is the wrong word, but like... have you ever seen a wound that's been like cauterized with honey or sap?
No, but sure.
It's kind of like brown and sticky.
Kaiden can't see much because he's face down, but boy, did he feel that.
I'm done. Thank you for your O's, everyone.
Cash now has their journal out.
Would I know anything about this?
Make me a Demorphin Mysteries check.
Kaiden didn't make any sound, but if you look close enough, he's bit his lip so hard it's starting to like, he's cut into his own lip. He braced so hard. Good lord, Alienor.
Alienor, on that magnificent Demorphin Mysteries roll, you've never heard of anything like this.
Oh my god.
This is some fucked up shit. It's certainly magical, and as you as you see the stick being pulled out, you might think back to those lessons you had. And you can see how maybe a water nymph, or at least one of the water spirits, might have been caught in there, making it grow. But that's supposed to be part of the trifecta, right? They're supposed to be good, so what's going on here?
All right. Eleanor reaches down to Kaiden's hand, getting a first-hand view of that thing getting pulled out, and just kind of holds it.
Holds the thing or holds my hand?
Hand.
Okay.
Hold both hands, whatever this thing is, too. And I'm like, something must have been really funky in that cave. I mean, it hadn't been touched in ages. Probably infected something here, something really weird.
Eleanor, I can't see what happened.
We pulled something from your back.
I felt that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did. And I'll like kind of take a bandage and reach over to the captain and using the bandage, take it from his hand and kind of go down to Kaiden's face and like, This is what kind of came out of your back there. I don't really know. We'll fix you right up. Don't worry about it.
Alright, maybe that whole cutting the skin out might be a really good idea after all.
Alienor, as you hold this stick, you feel it sticking to your fingers and thumb.
Through the bandage? Oh god.
Like, if you look at it again, it's grown through the bandage that quickly.
Eleanor gets up and does it look like it's trying to grow into my skin?
You can see little spikes that are sort of clawing onto your, like, skin follicles.
Oh, I toss that sucker in a fire. Like, kind of like chuck it in. Like, that.
Elena, you good?
As
Alright.
it lands in the fire, and even Eris outside would hear this as she walks away from the gatehouse, there is a cry that sounds sort of like a scream as it hits the fire.
Eris is gonna turn around and come back. Like, run.
Eris bursts in through the door. Patrick's gobsmacked. Hope's looking at the fire confused. Everyone else?
Cash runs over to the fire and is like trying to see if anything unusual is happening in the way this burns. Still has their journal out. Absolutely drew the stick.
Is anyone else running over to the fire?
Can't hide and face down in the ground.
Reese's eyes would have never came off of that thing the entire time since it came out, and now that it's in the fire, he's just staring at the fire.
I think Eris, seeing Cash run in that direction, would have ran over, especially because Cash's notebook is out, and she knows that she can look over her shoulder at the notebook and figure out what the frick is going on.
Okay, and it says, since Alienor and Kaiden are not looking, can I ask you to remove your headphones, and we'll come back to you shortly. In the fireplace, the stick thrashes and twists. It looks more like a creature than a plant, as as the flames wrap around it. And at the end, where it's sort of like where you can imagine it started, where it sort of looks like the root is almost like a twisted cocoon at the end. You see like a mouth open, or a maw at least, as it's like screaming and twisting. It burns, though.
Yeah, that's cool. That's not bad at all. Yeah.
Any questions?
Yes, but mine would be a whisper within a whisper, so I'll let everybody go first.
I think I'm just trying to like take notes of anything that I see, any strange coloring in like the flames. I definitely draw the screaming stick.
Would Eris have read anything about something like that thing? She's read a lot of weird shit.
Give me an erudition roll. What, you are on the critical successes today, damn.
Even in my test roll before the game, that happened.
Yeah, restart roll 20. I'm joking. No. You haven't seen anything like this before. But on that critical success, we can say you've heard a lot of speculation about how the Fiondas take control of the organisms that they occupy. and no one really has any theories yet that make sense.
Oh my god, this is like my favorite book. One of my favorite books. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Reese, make me a mental resistance roll.
This'll be
Why is
fun.
Poor Reese falling apart.
Yeah.
Really
okay.
falling apart. Poor baby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's, you know how this looks, right?
Well, I'll wait until we're out of whispers because probably, yeah.
Yeah. Any more questions before we go back then?
I'd like to see if Cash has that knowledge as well, just because they've been, journeying for a little while now and accumulating information.
Oh hell yeah! And you studied. You are a vitalist, right? So do you have vitality as like a magientist skill or anything like that?
No, not currently, at least.
Okay. So just give us a magient's roll then.
Cool. If I can find
Or erudition if it's better. Whichever one's better. Oh yeah, I think with the 14, I mean don't get me wrong, it's not a 25, but apparently Kelly's dice are on fire. But with a 14, you could sort of be looking at this thing and wondering why it was burrowing towards the head.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna sketch out a few notes in the margins then.
Okay. Any more?
That's it.
Go back then.
Did Reese need something else or no?
We did it.
Okay.
They whispered me.
I whispered, yeah. There was
whoa.
whispers within whispers.
There's like whispers going on inside the whispers.
Are we allowed to be back?
You are
Yes.
allowed to be back.
Okay.
So I think Reese is going to be the most visceral reaction.
From blankly staring into the fire, there's just this horror that washes over his face as he stares and then bolts for the door. Like, out the same way that they came in, just runs for the door, scrambles, pushes it as hard as he can, doesn't care if it breaks. He's just running out of the room. Gone.
Harris would not be interested in getting in between Riss and his goal, because that just seems dangerous given the size differential. But I think like she busts in the door, sees this happening in the fire. I think given the roll, puts 3 and 3 together and comes up with like 7.5, but gets there. As to what just happened, generally speaking, goes after Riss because he's the only person that seems to manage to make their way through the mountains, and we need him to get home.
Okay, so Reese and Eris exit. What does Cashel do?
Cashel just kind of like looks up from their journal for a second, sees this happening, and then keeps scribbling.
Okay, so Eris and Reese, since you've left this time in a hurry, please remove headphones. We'll come to you shortly. Aiden, Eleanor. That is what you see. Cashel remains in the room, scribbling. Reese and Eris, well, Reese bursts out and Eris follows on their heels. The screaming in the fireplace dies down after a short while as Michelle continues to sketch and make notes.
Eleanor, you're right. What happened?
The thing that I pulled from your back, it try to attach to me. I just threw it in the fire.
Kaiden's like half like he's not really up off the ground, but he's just sort of like pressing up as best as he can, despite like the lingering pain in his arm from getting a tree pulled out of his arm.
And where are all your hands right now? I saw something in the whispers over here.
Oh, I was holding Eleanor's hand, but
Yeah.
she stood up and threw something in the fire, so I don't know if I am holding her hand anymore.
Well, that sounds to me like Eleanor's hands are no longer on your shoulder.
No, they are not.
But I'm also face down.
Good.
Captain, do you happen to have any books theater? Like a library at all?
No, not whereas, no.
Alright. I was going to try looking that up. And like as this is happening, I'm gonna bandage up Kaiden, like clean it and attempt to get it all, like actually clean. And also hide it again if possible. But we did just pull like something terrible from poor Kaiden. But like I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that.
And he's gonna try and he's going to stop you from cleaning it, and just try and just gesture to pull you away. He's gonna try and move out of earshot of everyone, but he's going to fail. So Kashal and Kaiden will still be able to hear. Demorphin. Whatever that thing was, it was burying all the way up for his shoulder, nearly to his neck.
Aye?
Say you've been fighting Fiondas.
Mm-hmm.
What if his body's riddled with him?
I can check to see if there's anything else.
Let's check together. Let's be thorough. I can see you trying to hide something. Alright. I understand, but at this point I don't care if you are thieves. As long as you're against the Fiondas. And we don't have this spreading amongst my camp. We can deal with thieves later.
Well, so do I have any type of promise that someone's past, well away in the past, won't affect their presence here?
He looks around back at Kaiden. Alright. You have my word. I don't give it lightly.
Alright, he's just a blacksmith, to be honest. I don't know what he did in his youth, but he's a good man now. But we should probably clean this thing first, and then we can check the rest of them.
Alright.
Alright, and she'll start walking back over to Kaiden and get down and kind of be like, I hear they don't really hold their past against you, and I've got a bit of a wee promise from them, but we're going to have to check out the rest of you.
All right, I trust you.
I think we should remove your top entirely.
Kaiden will flip over, I guess he'll follow their directions. Sit up. He's moving a little bit easier now than he was earlier.
And as you remove Kaiden's top, Kashel will also notice that there is in fact what looks like a large black vein that runs from under Kaiden's shoulder down along their side.
Also, his torso is riddled with scars. There are so many scars there. More than a blacksmith should have.
And if we hold up O's again, because this is going to get gory. Patrick's going to take the scalpel and start tracing down this vein. It's not a vein. It doesn't start bleeding everywhere. It's just like you can see straight away the sprig starts to come out, and as he's peeling away, he's managing to pull out this stick. And there's lots of little spores which are rooting off it, and he's just pulling them all out one at a time and getting Alienor to help. Alienor, you know how this looks by now. Would you like to describe any of your removal of this stick thing?
Yeah, it's pulling it out. It looks like the roots that crawl along the ground, you know, and with usually kind of like poison oak, especially on the ground up to the trees. It's just these little kind of arms that hold onto it. And when you pull it out, you have to be kind of slow with it or you'll leave parts out. And it just kind of takes part of, I'm assuming part of Kaiden with them, like little pieces when it goes. I mean, it grew into them. You take up a root, you take up dirt.
Kaiden's trying very hard to block out the pain mentally. Just biting his lip, and his eyes are probably welling up. He's trying very hard not to make a sound, though.
Do you want to make us a resistance roll?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. Where is... Oh, God.
Mental resistance is further down. Also, Sammy, I see you've gone for an advantage. I'm guessing that's for Kelly? Okay, yeah, that's not bad. You're able to grit your teeth. If only you had a stick to clamp your teeth on, right?
Cash is lingering very close.
Yeah. How much more is left on Kaiden when we are pulling this out?
When you get to the bottom, it stops just short of his kidney. I mean, you guys probably wouldn't know exactly what a kidney is in this setting, but there's a big pink bit, and the leaves are only just starting to wrap around it. Cashel knows what a kidney is.
Yeah.
It's just not quite sunk into that yet.
It seems like we caught this at the right time. How are you doing, Kaiden? You alright? We gotta get this back a little bit.
I'm fine. Keep going. Do what you have to do.
Alright. And I guess we'll start pulling out that kind of leafy bit, too.
Yeah. And out it comes with a sort of sound. And Patrick sort of looks down and says, looks like a job well done. Would you prefer to sew or shall I sew? I'm pretty good at sewing.
You can go ahead and sew. And if I have the thing in my hand, is it moving?
No, doesn't seem to be. Feels sticky though.
Cash, would you like to look at this right here? You seem to be drawing it here. You can have it.
Okay.
I don't want it. And I'll reach down, and while the captain is sewing up Kaiden, take both of his hands during this.
Kaiden will hold your hands. You can see probably tears in the corner of his eyes, but he's biting back every sound he can.
Cashel, this creature, but this stick feels very sticky. And again, you can see these small spores just hanging onto the follicles of your hand.
Does it continue to grow?
It looks like the spores are increasing in size.
Is it like attaching to me? Is it like trying to do anything?
Yeah, it's the bits which are external aren't doing anything, but the bits which are in contact with your skin. Has it penetrated the skin? No, surely not.
Has it?
Would you like to try and pull it out?
Yes.
The longer you hold it, the longer these spines get into your skin, and do manage to get between the particles. You can even see beads of blood as you pull it out.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it into my other hand and then go take it to the fire too, because die stick.
Sure.
And throw it away.
And again, you hear that loud.
I investigate the blood on my hands.
The blood is it's more viscous than you would normally expect. Tastes slightly earthy rather than mercury.
I mean, I didn't taste it yet. I'll smell it.
It smells earthier than you would expect blood to smell then. Most of your taste buds are in your nose anyway.
But I can't see like any plant in it.
Not with the naked eye, no.
I'm gonna use my goggles.
Ah.
Cause I have nifty Magent's goggles.
You do. And these double up as an extra cool thing. As you look at your blood particle, you can see inside the blood the normal pattern that you see inside the blood, the little cells, the little circular ones, and the little spiky ones. But you can also see a little green thing growing in your blood cell.
I need to find water. And then I start immediately like pulling out my tools and like laying them out on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, second thought. I think I just take my hand and kind of like press it against the fire for a second.
Give me an observation roll or perception. What is it without the
Yeah, perception.
perception? Yeah. Yeah, you hear a tiny little scream.
Okay, I'll check again. And then I burn some of the flesh off my palm.
Your hand is clear.
Okay, I make note of all of that.
Alien or Kaiden, whilst Cashel is doing this, Kaiden is being stitched up. Alienor, if you bother to inspect, you can see that his stitching is neat and tight. The skin should have a minimal scar.
How am I feeling in terms of like, you know, am I woozy? Am I sleepy? Do I feel
You're
better?
actually feeling stronger by the second, Kaiden.
Captain. You're much better at the stitching than I thought. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like I said, I trained in medicine.
A lot of people say a lot of things.
This is on my back, right?
Kaiden, can we slip into your brain quickly? Yeah.
Okay.
Hey! Alienor's right there. Alienor is holding your hands.
If I wasn't so scared of being found out for being a thief, this would be nice.
It is nice, Kaiden. You feel excited. You might start talking fast. Becoming more enthusiastic. As this stick is pulled from your body, it fills you with energy. You feel happy.
All right. I feel like there is a downside to this.
Not yet.
All right. Well, she's gone. She's gone.
Kaiden,
Hi.
as you are holding Alienor's hands, you see Hope across the room.
Oh.
She's not looking at the pair of you. Very
What
very deliberately not looking at the pair of you. Staring out the window, staring at the fire. Anywhere except you two.
Can I? Is based on the rest of her body language? Is it because of the gore, or is it because of something else?
You're not sure, Kaiden. And that's very annoying. Why is she
Right.
being so elusive? She's got a problem. Why didn't she just say it? Oh boy, there's a whole mix of emotions going on here now.
That's odd.
Do you have any questions?
Did she? The wonderful brand on my chest, that's been shown to the entire room yet, right?
Yes. You will have seen Patrick take it in.
So, did I see Hope see it?
She did. He understood.
Right. I already asked my question about Hope's body language. It's confusing. I'm really happy I can trust Alienor, I guess is the big thing.
Oh,
I think.
so trustworthy. It's great to have such a good friend. A best friend. Maybe more than a friend.
I'm ready to go back unless there's anything else you wanted to say.
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
Okay, off you go. I'm just gonna pull in Alienor for a second.
You know they can't hear you, right?
Uh-huh, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
As in everyone else has seen the whisper I put in chat about just Alienor next. Give us a second.
Oh, wait. Me off?
Yeah, just me and Alienor.
Oh, me and Alien. Oh, okay.
Hey, Alienor! You're holding hands with Kaiden. Kaiden's quite muscly under all of that, but scarred to heck. He's been through the wars and not sewn up very well at all. He seems really happy when he looks at you, though. Gets this big dumb smile on his face.
Well. I get a smile as well, but Eleanor's looking at all this, and there's a lot going on that she has literally no idea about. Kaiden was really just the blacksmith's apprentice for like literally years. There needs to be a fireside chat happening eventually between these two. Eleanor wants to know more of what's happening.
Yes,
but
indeed.
he looks healthy now. Like
He looks healthier and healthier. The more wood you pull out of him, the healthier he looks. Sorry.
we're adults.
We are adults. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Let's get people back then.
Is this all of us?
I think so. I just want to check, Kaiden, Kashel, and Alienor. Is there anything else you would like to do with this scene before we move on?
No, I'm preoccupied.
Okay then thank you very much, the three of you. I'll take a moment with Reese and Eris outside.
Peace.
Reese, as you burst out of the gatehouse, you knock into Agatha, who sort of like slumps back, and you can push past out into the snow, softly falling around. Eris, is not long until you fall behind, until you come out after. What on earth are you guys up to in Zoom chat over here?
We're discussing starting a play-by-post that will play while we're not in the whisper. Anyway.
Reese he probably would have ran very sloppily to the point where he ends up falling over and is just kind of on all fours staring at the snow, just freaking out and hyperventilating, just not coherent at all.
I think Eris would kind of follow along behind at first, and then pause at Agatha and just be like, I got it. He's moods. And then go out, like a gesture for her to stay where she is. And then
Hey, yeah, I'll let you do it.
and then go kind of take a knee in the snow next to Reese.
How would you describe Reese's condition right now?
He's distant in his own head very much, kind of shaking all over, terrified. There is just any movement, any touch, he would freak out and just immediately pull away, and he's basically in a state of panic, like a panic attack, essentially.
I think the second Eris kind of kneels down in the snow, she realizes that, like, out of everything that she's gone through recently, this is where she's in over her head. And then she's like, okay, we're just gonna talk to him like you talk to one of the kids. And she won't touch him. But she'll kind of put her hands up and she'll just be like, hey, deep calming breaths. It's been a big couple of days. I'm sure this is a lot to take in.
That thing had a mouth. That thing.
Yep. That is accurate. and very scary. Yeah.
It was.
But I think it's gone now. I know it's gone now. It's dead. We killed the thing. Killed it with fire.
How do you know that? How do you know that? At least there could be hundreds of them, millions of them, just eating everything. Just. Oh God.
Well, there's a lot of things we don't know about out there, right? Like, we could end up in the middle of another avalanche, like anything could happen. But we know that the one that we can see and hear is dead. I watched it burn into pieces.
You're missing the point. How do you know there's not more? That there isn't just a whole lot of them just eating. It's just,
Deep breaths. Yeah, like that.
No, it's fine.
Hey, I don't think there's any more. I think it's an artifact of the Fiondas bite, and the only one that got bit was Kaiden, and they were able to get that thing out of him. So
no, this. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't go back in there until I know for certain that there are no more of those things. No more. I can't.
Well, I think the plan after they deal with that is to go stay wherever we're going to stay for the night, so maybe you don't even need to go back in there at all. Agatha was going to take me to the room, right? So maybe we can do that. Will that make you feel better?
Yeah. He's gonna fidget and reach into his pouch and pull out those tightly wound pieces of cloth that he had at the beginning and stuff them as far into his ears as possible. All right. Can you just lead me? I don't want to look.
Thank you very much for that raid. Raiders, welcome in. We are currently in a private chat. Be aware of the content warnings and sanity as you watch the stream.
I'm gonna stay here for a sec. I'm just gonna shout back at the group that we're gonna go with Agatha and find a place to stay, and that they should join us as soon as they're ready, because we need a break. Having a break is good. Okay? And Eris will kind of walk to the door, and she'll just yell back, like, we're going to the room! and she'll gesture to Agatha like, I think my friend over there just needs a break. It got a little bloody in there, and we're a little squeamish. Like I mentioned before, it's not just me, we're both kind of squeamish, so I think avoiding the squeamish-inducing things would be really great.
All right. So we're gonna put you in some of the spare dorms that we built. Are you two would you be wanting one room?
Oh no, I mean, if they're no.
Oh right, okay.
Rooms nearby for all of us would be nice. We like to stay together, keep an eye on each other, given what we've been through recently. But
It's not uncommon for like families and couples and things to come out here and work. You know, we've got double rooms and family rooms if you wanted to stay together,
room,
right?
That would be great. That's kind of like what we are, like a traveling band of siblings.
All right, family room it is then. Okay. I didn't see any kids with you.
No, like I said, like a traveling band of siblings, we would need more than 2 beds, but there's 5 of us, so family room sounds kind of like big enough for all of us, right? Is that the idea?
Might need a little bit more. Really, like family room is for like, 2 adults and maybe some kids.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure we could work something out.
Yeah, I mean, like, like two rooms like next to each other with two beds, and we can, just beds, but the details don't really matter.
All right, that's no problem. You all right there, big fella?
Yeah, he's taking a sensory break, so I've got him.
Well, as long as you've got him, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So lead on.
Oh yeah, hey, by all means, follow me. Patrick's giving you all clear. I mean, Captain. I didn't call him Patrick in front of you, alright? I'm swearing you to secrecy right now.
Yes, I completely understand. Captain and Sir only.
Captain and Sir. We never call him Patrick, and we certainly don't call him Paddy, ever.
I completely understand. Those kinds of things would be unseemly and inappropriate, given his station. But, since I'm keeping these secrets for you, is there anything I should know about him?
He does things right.
I got that sense.
And by right, I mean he does the right thing, whether it's right or wrong. Does that make sense?
By the book kind of guy. The way things are done are the way they're done.
I mean, he won't lie for you. Even if it'd be best to.
Yeah. He makes me to be honest.
He makes you what?
A little bit, nervous. It's hard to know how to interact with people who have a code.
Intimidating.
He's easy enough once you get to know him. He's just here to do a job. He does the job that's in front of him.
What is the job that you guys are doing, really? said mining, making weapons.
I don't know the details of the mining operation, but I understand it's not been going the best.
Any rumors about why? Just not. Is the mine just tapped out, or?
It's not that the mine's tapped out. There's plenty of metal down there. They're having to damage the castle. They were trying to avoid that, but last week a whole
Castle?
the castle.
Oh, the castle. Sorry. Accents are thicker up north. I don't really. I used to it.
I can, but last week we had a whole wall come down,
Oh,
and there's plenty more where that comes from.
I imagine.
We're supposed to be trying to preserve it all. In and out.
So we're staying in a crumbling castle.
Oh no, you're not staying in the castle. We've set up our own tin sheds.
We're staying next to a crumbling castle.
It's fine.
Much safer.
Yeah. Tell that to the avalanche. That nearly killed me.
And you are taken to like, I mean, how would we recognize it? Almost like a small like chalet dorm sort of thing. Like where
Military dorms, I'm feeling.
sort of, yeah, like
Yeah.
literally these are made of like tin sheet, and you've got a corrugated iron roof, a simple looking door. Inside there is a bulb already glowing. There isn't a switch, and there is a heater as well. We heat all the rooms at once, and the lights go off at lights out.
On the way there, Eris would basically like to be casing the place.
Cool.
Just, if it looks like there's any buildings that are occupied that, oh, I just froze. Exit
You did
this.
freeze.
Can you still hear me, though?
I can still hear you.
Yes.
We'll roll with it in this awkward position that I'm in.
You're very intrigued.
Yeah.
Focus.
Or high. One or the other.
It's not coming back. Oh god. Okay. Sorry.
Dude.
Okay. See how far we can get. So I'm looking for if there's any buildings that seem to be occupied that we weren't told about, or if there's you know, so like we have the dorms here and we have the castle, but is there anywhere else that seems to be being used? There we go. I'm alive again.
Only other building that you can see is a large, it looks like a warehouse.
Okay. And then what is the security generally like at this compound that they've built? Is there like, is it completely fenced in with guards all the way around? Are there kind of entrances and ways to slip around the sides, that kind of thing?
It is.
Make a hasty exit.
It looks as though it's fenced, but you can see at least one spot where the fence runs up to a ravine, and there's a guard posted near to the ravine where that break in the fence is.
Okay. And then is there anything that looks like they've been, like any other damage besides the castle falling apart, like signs of an attack or
Yes. You can give me an observation roll just for the fun of it. I know it's going to be like something stupid, like a 27 or something crazy, but okay, just a 17. You can see a section of fence has been broken and repaired. One section of fence looks newer than the rest.
Okay. I think that's it.
Okay. And the pair of you are shown to your room.
Reese immediately goes to whatever far corner bed that he can and just sits there, head in his hand, staring at the ground.
Yeah, there's a single cot in the corner. Almost a pallet, to be honest, but it just about qualifies as a bed rather than a pallet.
It'll work.
You feel any better?
No. No. I don't.
Is there anything I can do to make you feel any better?
Leave me alone. How about that?
Okay. And Eris will leave. And basically start stalking through the hallways, seeing what she can poke her head into.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the other three now, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna get them to put their headphones back on. You guys come off. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna bring them over to you guys, and then I think we might have some private moments before the end if we get a chance.
Okay.
It's like we're so nervous because we're not sure if it's coming from one person or everyone.
Teehee?
Trixie.
So, oh wow, chat's upset about that.
What?
I can't tell you, it's secrets. So Kaiden gets patched up, and Hope sort of looks to the four of you, and I'd quite like to get to my bed. It's been a long day.
You alright there?
I just want to get back.
Oh, alright. Well, I just squeezed Eleanor's hand tight. Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's kind of my job. But you're welcome.
More than that, thank you for, well, everything.
Cash sidles up right next to Kaiden.
Ah,
I burned myself. What should I do?
don't ask me, ask Eleanor, what should I do?
Oh, Cash is definitely looking at Eleanor, but standing right next to Kaiden.
Cash, if you sit down, I'll fix your hand.
You can fix it? Cool. Thanks.
I can help? I guess fix was a bad word, but yes, I can help you out. And she starts digging in the bag and pulls out some stuff and grabs one spare bandages that was brought in. Be like, all right, this shouldn't hurt a bit, but just we'll apply this cream about twice a day. It'll be gone in a heartbeat.
Is there anything I can do to help right now, or I owe you one. I owe you a lot.
You're to rest, lad.
He's got a good point. You really do need to get to rest.
You've just taken a bunch of stitches. If you move too much, you're gonna break them right open.
I'm feeling better though. I'm feeling better than I have in a long time.
Perfect. I'll tell you what you can do then. You can drink this entire bottle of whiskey, then sleep it off, and then you should be feeling right as rain once you come round.
Are you sure there's nothing else I can do to make it up for you?
That whiskey needs drinking, lad.
fine, but could I at least get to where I'm sleeping? I don't want to exactly walk around an unfamiliar city drunk off my ass.
Alright,
Ash
we'll get...
looks up at Kaiden and just says, "Did she fix you too?"
She fixed me right as rain.
Good. Nasty plant life, huh?
Nasty plant life that was in my back, yeah. But it's fine now. I don't think there's anything left in me, so
Yeah, I burned it.
I heard? It feels weird talking about a tree like that, but I heard it go into the fire.
Yeah.
It didn't get stuck to you, did it?
Nope.
Do I know to roll to tell she's lying? That they're lying?
I don't think they're trying that hard to lie. I don't know if you need to roll.
You sure about that?
No.
You're not sure it didn't get stuck to you?
Well, I mean, it's fine now. I said I burned it.
Alright, I trust you. If you're feeling fine, then it's fine. I'll pick up the whiskey off the ground, I guess. Kind of pop it open, sniff it.
Well, the whiskey
Yeah.
smells, you know, homemade.
Yeah, I totally know what whiskey smells like, Scrat. Uh-huh. I'll take a swig.
It'll do in a pinch.
Right. Well, thank you again.
Alright, let's get you all back, shall we? I saw Agatha taking off Reese and Eris, so we'll find out where she's put you.
All right. After I finish wrapping up Cash's little mitt, and kind of pat them on the hand gently, be like, "There you go. It should be healed."
Feels fixed.
Well, yeah. All right. Yes, it's fixed immediately. Keep the bandage on, anyways,
Yeah.
just in case. Captain, what's the chance you get a tree? It doesn't have to have leaves. I know it's a winter, but if there's a tree on this property.
No.
Oh, never mind.
There might be one down in one of the ravines, but it's gonna be a 200-meter climb at least to get down there.
Oh. All right. Yeah, no, never mind. If you would be so kind as to show us, I guess, the place.
Outside, you bump into Agatha, and soon she takes you back to Reese, where Reese and Eris were. They've got like one family room, and the 5 of you may just about be able to squeeze into it. There's like 2 singles and a double bed, so and there's 5 of you, so you know that's maybe doable. Let's get. Eris, just as you are leaving the room, hey, enough on the decks. Thank you very much for the biddies. As you are leaving the room, you bump into the captain, Cashel, Kaiden, and Alienor heading back. Cashel has a bandage around their hand. Kaiden is walking.
So we have rooms. Whoever wants to take the room with Reese, just make sure you're quiet and leave him alone. As per his personal request.
Is everything alright with you two? I saw you, well, I sort of heard you bolt out of the room real quick.
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't everything be fine? Like,
Because you bolted out of the room real quick.
There was a friend who needed assistance, and
That's why
useful
I'm
person who
asking,
needed.
is everything all right with him?
Oh, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, no, but I think we all just need some rest, possibly. I think Reese is a little shook up.
All right. Was it just whatever they pulled out to my back, or was it something else?
Yeah, I think the thing with the mouth. Really. Speaking of which, actually, you may not be the best person to spend. You should pick a different room.
I wasn't volunteering, but
yeah, but I'm just saying. I think the back thing freaked him out a lot.
All right. I understand.
So some distance would be good.
Right. Is Hope with us, or did Hope go somewhere else?
Hope's with you.
All right. Then I'm not. Then which one of you? We're not doing that.
I can take one of the rooms. I don't mind.
I've got doctor's orders to drink this entire thing, so
Sounds like doctor's orders.
Does one of them have a fireplace then? It's really just kind of wrong to not drink whiskey by the fire.
No, I'm sorry. There ain't any fires, but there are heating elements.
Oh.
the heating element.
A bit of metal that gets very hot.
I mean, suppose that'll do.
Runs on flux. It's more efficient.
Take another swig of my whiskey.
Yeah, I guess if you have to drink whiskey by the flux, sure.
Oh.
That works.
I know the doctor said to drink all of it, but quite frankly, I don't think I can hold my liquor that well, so
Well, then hand it over. You're kind of wasting it.
I was about to say, you want some? I'll hand it over.
And in Eleanor's true fashion, takes a big old swig.
Always been impressed by how much you could drink, really. Quite impressive.
I like to think it's genetic.
So, Eleanor and Kaiden separating themselves off here?
Probably. Not intentionally, but probably.
Whatever room has it would be the one we both go to. Because there is a flux fireplace.
Look, if anyone wants to drink whiskey with us, it's an open invitation. But if no one joins us, that's fine too.
Well, we're gonna say the walls are thin enough that you can all hear each other no matter which way you go. But for the flavor of it, who would like to join? Sorry, I totally missed what you said, Renee.
Oh, I don't join them. I just watch them walk away.
I know. I felt uncomfortable now for 2.5 hours, or however long we've been live.
That's nearly exactly the length of time that we've been live.
Oh, fascinating. Eris does not join them.
Hope doesn't either. Hope goes into the room where Reese is, and following Eris's instructions, makes very little noise. Just takes the bunk nearest the heating element. And gets ready for bed.
You think she's alright?
I don't really know about that one. She's kind of a strange bird.
I kind of feel bad for Gremlin about the armor.
Hey, but well, actually, now that you mention the armor, you know what? I'll say you don't have to tell me anything. But if you wanted to talk about certain festering wounds, you could.
I'm pretty sure everyone in this house kind of knows about it now, Eleanor, but thank you for trying.
Yeah. All right. So now that everyone knows about the brand,
Yeah.
You hear Eris call from like the hallway or something that says like, and say something like, yes, there's certain things that everybody in our group knows about. But
Who
that
else is in this house?
to ourselves.
Wait, I thought we were alone in this house. Who else is in this house?
I thought it was like a big barrack style building with a bunch of rooms.
Yeah,
We have no
like room.
With the walls thin enough to hear through.
Change is
room,
what I
room,
said.
room.
That was a
I thought
big
it was
misunderstanding on my part.
same.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Eris. Totally understand.
They're just already drunk. That's why they're talking so loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot kind of the hammer.
this misunderstanding is perfect for two people drinking. We'll keep it in. Hey, thanks for the raid, Ascension Stories. So many raiders tonight.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Kaiden, are you drunk already?
I don't drink whiskey for a reason, alright? Never been good at holding my alcohol. Never.
I remember drinking whiskey before I drank water. But alright.
Yeah, when you grow up on the streets of Ostervale, you don't exactly get whiskey that often.
Oh. That's where you're from. You've never really told me.
Never
Other
really
than
came up.
talk. Yeah?
But
Well,
it matters.
yeah, I guess I don't really know much about you at all.
I don't know much about you either, to be honest.
Well, you know,
Maybe
the more...
don't get me wrong, I trust you. I'm really happy you're here, but maybe that's why I trust you. I don't know a lot about you, but
I don't really know if there's really a lot to know. To be honest, I've grew up in one village my entire life. I talk to trees and rocks.
you do a
I
really
have
good
my
job.
brothers. What was that, Kaiden?
You do a really good job of talking to the things, the trees and the spirits.
Oh, the Komodo. Yep. I talked to them too. And yeah, I really think that's about it.
You know,
Right.
I think if everyone's okay with it, I'd like to wind forward to bedtime because I'd like to have a little bit of private time with everyone before we leave.
Before bed, Eris would want to stealth around the building and actually figure out if they're alone or not, and like figure out who else is, like how many other rooms are occupied and where the exits and entrances are, and then she would go to sleep.
You are not alone. You have been put in the barracks with the other watchmen in some of the empty rooms.
Fuck.
Okay, so most of the rooms are filled with people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that information, she would go to sleep.
Okay, so this is the order I want to do wrap-ups. Eris, Alienor, Cashel, Reese, Kaiden. Okay? Eris, Alienor, Cashel, Reese, Kaiden. So let's start with Eris first.
Okay, bring it.
Eris, as you go ahead to bed, wow, Reese was pretty cold earlier.
I think Eris just assumed that she screwed up somewhere, like she did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like she's told over and over and over again that she like doesn't do people.
That seems that seems, it's hard. He's clearly in a bad place. And other than that, he seems to have liked you. Maybe you might understand why he lives alone in the woods.
Do I think that's because he's just afraid of everything, or
Possibly that he's hot and cold with people. Draws them in, then pushes them away. He seemed accepting of your help at first, and then as soon as you were in the room, hey, what can I do? And it was, get away from me. Eris doesn't seem like the person to just take that at face value and be hurt by it. They seem more like the person who would analyze it. Am I right?
yeah, I think Eris is the type of person who approaches people like problems that need solving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she says, like, her thought to this is at first she's like, okay, I did something wrong. I didn't crack this case yet. So what tactic am I going to try next to crack the case next tomorrow?
It was the mouth that set him off. Maybe if you figure out what it is that he's afraid of, or what it is that happened in his past, that'll make the rest of him make sense. Maybe. It's a fleeting thought. One that can take hold if you wanted to, or one that you can put aside.
No, I think that's exactly the kind of detail that she might latch on to. Was there anything about the fact that he was, like, afraid that they were everywhere that she notices?
It sort of just seemed like babbling. You really have to get more data.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone else you would like to discuss?
I heard that exchange between Hope and Kaiden about the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get any read on that? Like, her honesty, his relation with her.
So let's see. In the past, you've seen the brand and thought, not a very upstanding thing to have.
And I knew that it matched the armor.
Yeah. You can tell that the soldiers definitely recognize that mark as a thieves guild mark, or a band of thieves at least, maybe not a guild.
Mm-hmm.
So it would seem Kaiden has been branded by a group of thieves. You'd put that together, definitely.
But did I get a read on Hope's honesty. It seems like she changed her story, maybe.
Yeah. I think we'll say that her back was to you. Just to make
Okay.
it more difficult to read.
And then with Cashel and how these people here are interacting with Cashel. How useful is that connection going to be to us?
How do you mean?
Like, it seems like they view Cashel as kind of an annoyance and maybe not particularly useful, but I think Eris has a very opposite feeling about Cash's usefulness. Do I think that their doubt is going to be useful to us moving forward, or do I think Cash is just going to kind of get in the way?
Jury's out on that one. Could go either way. I don't think anyone's particularly cold to Cashel. They seem annoyed at first, but at least today, no one has shown that. And Cashel's note-taking seems useful, especially to you. But I think even the others will understand that it's good to have something you can go back and read through.
Yeah. So nobody's like hostile to their presence.
Yeah, no one's hostile to Cashel's presence.
Where does Cashel keep said notebook?
Good question. Probably on their person somewhere or in a satchel.
Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Unless you had anything else to feed me.
No, I think I am good. Okay. So next was Alienor. Hey, Alienor.
Hello.
You drink with Kaiden until Kaiden passes out.
To be expected.
Mm-hmm. He's a nice boy.
I think he's a nice boy.
He seems honest, seems of good intentions.
Do I really know a lot about him, though?
I guess not.
He's a nice boy, though. A real cute boy, but that might be Paige speaking.
One thing you've noticed about Kaiden is that he doesn't ever speak in a mocking tone about the Kamo or anything like that. Like, where the others will talk about them, but they'll sort of say it with like a flip of sarcasm to it, especially Cashel and Eris. Kaiden just seems to accept it.
That is true.
Is there anything else about Kaiden that you would like to explore, or anyone else that you would like to think about before you fall into sleep?
Yeah, why does Kaiden have so many scars? Is he a thief? I mean, they keep pointing at the thief brand. I covered for him, but I don't really know why he has any of it.
He's got a thief brand. He was found beat up on the side of the road a few years back. And that's when he joined the smithy. Smithy took him in.
I gotcha. And why did Reese, like, my thoughts are also mostly on Kaiden, but why did Reese bolt? He's probably seen worse.
Yeah, there's something weird going on there. You'll remember back to Reese in the village, and he always seemed uneasy around the tavern. for some reason as well. The only time you've seen him act like that was near the tavern.
Sure. Weird thoughts send me to sleep, but like the thoughts I have.
Yeah. Well, as you are just about drifting off, can't help but wonder if you really got all of it out. All of the wood out of his body.
Guess only time will tell.
As sleep takes you, those same trees that you used to speak to back home, they visit you in your dreams, except this time their leaves are almost like Venus flytraps as they try and snap at you.
Am I is this what, like, am I in my dream right now, or is this just what sends me off?
You know when you're not quite asleep but not quite awake, and you're in that space where you're sort of dreaming between? Sort of there.
All right, I reach into my pocket and just kind of take hold of my crystal riverstone for a small measure of comfort.
It's comforting.
Does Kaiden have a blanket on him?
He doesn't.
I'll take a little blanket before I go to sleep and kind of. I clearly can't pick the man up and put him to bed, so I just. If he's not in a bed, I just cover him with a blanket.
Sure. And do you leave him there on the floor?
If I can shove a pillow underneath his head, maybe I'll do that, but yeah, I can't pick him up. I'll leave him.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then next we're going to go on to Cashel. Thank you very much, Eleanor. Oh, hey, Cashel.
Hi.
How did you, where did you decide to set up and sleep in the end? Was it in the room with Reese or the room with Kaiden and Alienor?
Oh, I didn't want to bother Kaiden and Alienar, so, I think I ended up with Reese.
Okay. That would mean you're on the double bed, so you'd probably end up sharing with someone.
Sure, whatever. Or I can be on the floor. Anything's fine.
Well, the bed's empty at this point. If they join you, that's up to them, right?
Yeah. My bed. In that case, Cashel will just, like, sprawl out on top of it.
Is there anyone in particular that plays on your mind as you head to sleep?
Anyone?
Or anything?
No. The plant thing? Absolutely.
Hmm.
So I think there's definitely that level of, like, they see the plant and the fire burning just kind of like repeatedly in their mind, and they're just listing out over and over in their head all of the things that, like, they know. There's not a lot that they know. They've marked down so much about the Fiondas in their time traveling, and so they just reiterate all of those facts, all of those observations, everything just like in this like long list, almost like Cash is counting sheep, except they're counting clues. And this latest piece of the puzzle seems to fit in with their investigations.
Hmm. very scientific from Kashal. They're not really thinking about people at
Very
all.
scientific. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
No, it's wonderful. So more thinking about okay, so then as you start to drift off, you see these twig creatures working their way into all sorts of different things. And this has very different context now with the Twitch chat as it is now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm trying to avoid the word penetrate or anything like that.
I'm not that sorry. Please continue.
I shall.
The
These
wood
twigs,
penetrated my skin.
these twigs find their way around, working their way into corpses, working their way into forest fires, working their way into ice caps and into winds. They seem to take hold in your dream. This isn't fact. You've had
Right.
fancies before, but they seem to take hold, and these stick creatures rain down on the earth, creating chaos. A literal stick man walks into a village, the village that you found earlier, and starts killing everyone.
Interesting. I think Cashel wakes up.
Okay.
Cashel doesn't often write anything but relevant fact in their journal, which is why they didn't have just a ton of answers to the questions the entire party was asking earlier. Because, like, it wasn't relevant. Why did I need to know exactly who was in charge here? I didn't. I just needed to know who could get me information, and that was it. So I had their names, but that's all.
All you need, right?
And yeah, exactly. Anything concrete, anything that they feel is relevant to them or what they're investigating. Typically anything scientific or medical. They do know a lot, but they don't just retain useless information. So it's unusual for them to write down a dream. But they absolutely start doing it. Jotting down everything they can remember about what they saw.
How does it feel when you jot down the dream in your book for facts? Is it liberating, or is it does it feel bad?
I think at first, Cash is hesitating. Like, this is their science book, and if they write this down, it might ruin it. But then, like, they really feel the need to write it. And so, like, they're hunched over. It's pretty dark. So they've got, like, their knees up and the journal, like, really close to their face as they write across it. And they note everything as if it might be relevant, as if it could be fact.
Your notes are extensive as always. Do you include diagrams?
Yes.
Then I guess you would draw inspiration from the previous things that you saw. Like the bears and things. And indeed, in your dream, you would have seen these worm creatures worming their way into the creatures that you've seen, you know? Growing masks around their face. And, oh, we lost someone. Who did we lose?
Mac.
Oh no, Mac was first in. That's going to ruin all of the cameras. That's fine. Yeah, you, that's completely thrown me. These creatures, these creatures, it's a, you know, it's a whole hot mess. It's a whole hot mess. You, can see them sort of like making their way across forest and other terrain towards this center, this place where they're harvesting this metal, which will maybe be their downfall. And thus your mind comes to rest on the certain sword that Kaiden has.
That Reese has.
That Reese has, sorry.
There's definitely a number of arrows on a sheet of paper pointing to a sword.
How does Cashel feel about the miners at the minute?
Feeling is a strong word. I think it's still very analytical at this point.
Fair enough. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I feel pretty good about it.
Okay.
I don't know how easily they go back to sleep, though.
Okay. You can stay up if you wish. We'll figure that out next time.
Just mind racing and all that.
Yeah. Trying to figure out the great secrets of the universe, right?
Yeah. Theorizing. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, though.
Hell yeah, you are. Hell yeah, you are. That'll be the resounding thought that keeps you up maybe through the night. I'll get to the bottom of it, though.
I'll get to the bottom of it, though.
Maybe someone will join you. We'll find out. I'm gonna go
Everyone's gonna join me. Cash everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab Reese now, okay? Wow. Wow. Reese.
Hi.
How bad does Reese feel right now?
Like shit. Really.
Oh.
Especially, it's like extra salt in the wound having to listen to two drunk people through the wall talk all night. He's already in a bad state. He already doesn't like one of them, and then listening to them just carry on like it's fine. It's just the icing on the cake right now.
Yep. But, you know, with time, especially since this building is mostly made of metal, and there's no way of anything organic really getting in here, except for the people, of course. Your mind eases after some time. slowly, Kaiden and Alienor may even not become soothing, but at least become background noise, maybe.
Yeah, white noise almost.
Yeah. Eris, though. She was just trying to help, and you bit her head off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know those moments when you look back on what you did and cringe?
This would be one of them?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're on the same
Yeah.
page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you think back, all you can see is the hurt in her eyes. That look of shock and, oh, as she hurriedly left the room.
Yeah. Yeah, that lingers for a while.
Yeah.
He doesn't like being mean either. Like, that was one thing that he always learned growing up, is just because you're big doesn't mean you're mean. You don't have to be mean.
And that's definitely on your mind right now because, you were mean. And Eris is like not like after being on watch together as well, like she's just
had his back.
Yeah, she's had your back. She's been like opening up to you. You could have ruined the whole thing. Maybe you have. She hasn't spoken to you since.
Yeah. Yeah, he feels like shit. Even more shit than a panic attack leaves you feeling like shit.
Oh yeah. Already low on energy and now full of remorse as well.
Just beating himself up pretty much. Thinking he's dumb, he's stupid. Basically, a lot of like, you're such a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And this will trigger other things as well. Like I said, you know, the moments when you look back and cringe, suddenly you see a whole bunch of them. You know, different times. Like the time you visited the village and just felt like you upset everyone because of the thing that you did, and every other little thing that you look back on and just immediately regret.
Yep. There's probably a million of them.
Yeah. Hope hasn't said a word to you all day either.
He doesn't know how to feel about her right now.
Well, and Kaiden's one as well, isn't he? Like, first he's moving on Hope, and then when it seems like he's just about got her in his hands, he's off with Alienor.
And he's a thief.
And he is actually a thief. He's been lying for this whole time.
I mean, Reese already had his notion that he was lying, but this, like, just like that validation of, you were right. Now what the hell do we do?
But worse, no one seems to care.
Oh, yeah. And if anything, we were all covering for him. We were all trying, Reese included, was trying to cover for him, so it's
Yep. Is there anyone else you'd like to talk about before we go to bed?
I think he'd probably have a hard time sleeping. Is there anything that happens in the room besides two drunks in the other room and...
Cashel goes to sleep on the double bed, but wakes up a couple of hours later and is scribbling like a mad person in their book.
Ugh. This is regret, man. There's so much regret. He just never should have came here. It's like his one repeating thought is like, you never should have come here. Stupid. And followed because he liked a girl, really. That was about it. There was no other reason for him really to go.
Whoops.
This is bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Does Hope wake up at all during the night? Or move?
Hope seems to sleep soundly. If Reese makes a point of watching her, she seems to, like, not toss and turn, but do a usual amount of movement, like she rolls over at one point.
Yeah, this is fun. He just continues to beat himself up until he falls asleep. Just feeling like crap.
And Reese, as you continue to beat yourself up, something that you really don't want to happen nearly happens. You feel tears well up behind your eyes.
He just bites his lip and won't let it come at all.
And I think in that peril is the perfect place to leave you. Anything else you want to discuss before we wrap?
Why are you so mean? Who made you like this, Scrat? No, that's it.
Okay then. So lastly, we come to Kaiden then. Hey, Kaiden.
Hi.
Alcohol takes you. Yeah. Sleep.
Hell yeah.
Sleep. Sleep is not peaceful.
Oh no.
First, you're with Alienor and riding on the high of being with Alienor. You are dancing with her in the village square, something that you used to watch other people do but never really took part, and then there you are dancing. And then Hope is standing next to you, her face branded with the Thieves Guild insignia.
Hope? What happened?
Her body begins to split in two as a plant head grows out of the gap that forms in her shoulder, and this ginormous Fiondas steps forward and starts walking towards you.
Where's Eleanor?
The Alienor is gone. Everyone's gone. Just you and the Fiondas. In your hand is a tiny dagger that looks like that special metal.
In the square, is there anything that I can like climb on or jump on to get a better vantage point?
Sure.
I jump on like a pile of crates or something.
Yeah, there's a cart, crates, all sorts of things. You can jump on those.
I'll try and get it. Just out of instinct, I just try and get up and get on its back and try and stab it like right at the base of what might be its neck.
Mm-hmm. As you do this, a wooden snake dives from the creature, and as your blade plunges into it, the snake lunges onto your arm. But instead of biting your arm, it just seems to pass straight into the skin
Ah.
and just flows into you. You feel it course up your arm and into your body, where it begins to spread into your chest
Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out!
and up your spine towards your head. You begin to jerk and shake as you lose control of your body. And you wake up in the middle of the night. Whiskey or no?
Does it still feel like it's there?
Make me a mental resistance check.
I'm really bad at those.
You can't find any evidence of one, but you can't help but feel like something is growing inside you. Somewhere. Like it might be spreading out once again.
Can I check the stitches? Can I see if there's like any more of like the black veins or
They all seem clear.
Is there any whiskey left?
Sorry?
Is there any whiskey left?
Well, you and Alienor finished the bottle, or rather Alienor finished the bottle. But there's always more whiskey.
I'll just very frantically try and find a bottle.
You find one.
I don't care how much noise I'm making, I just want that bottle. And I try and take a swig and try and clear my head. I know it's not gonna work, because this is one of the reasons why I don't drink. But I'm gonna try.
You hold up the bottle to drink. The liquid doesn't pour from it. And in that moment's hesitation when you sit confused, the snake dives out of the bottle towards your face. You wake up again on the bed.
What the fuck?
You get that sensation that something is growing inside you.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
And that's where we're going to leave you this week, Kaiden.
Okay.
Let's get everyone's headsets back on. Hey everyone, and as you all kind of maybe peacefully dream, depending on who you are, we're gonna pan away from Awildsaw to one of the nearby mountains, where a tall figure with what seems like a wooden skull mask stands with many creatures. Bears and wolves, foxes, you name it. Even a tree that seems to have upturned and is walking along. But it's not these that it sends towards the camp. From these creatures slithers many serpentine creatures, which are sent towards the camp. That is where we are going to leave this week's Tact and Diplomacy.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Oh, God.
Poor Reese.
No. I asked the question again. Who did this to you, Scrat? Who made you like this? That is not helping.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we do have credits to outro with. I'm going to put the closing links in chat first. Please check all of those out. Places you can find us, interact with us, support us, and our community. Also, sponsor information from Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, and we're very grateful to because they make this all possible. We are going to go on a raid cry. We must have a raid cry from all of these shenanigans tonight. I'm glad you've been enjoying it, those of you in chat. I sort of participated in chat a little bit and then realized I was heavily distracting myself. So I stopped. Trash evens? Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, I think we all know what it's gonna be.
Hashtag trash heathens.
That's
Trash heathens.
Yeah. That was a light episode. We could have gone really, really heavy.
Say that every week, Scrat! Every freaking week!
Oh, it's gonna be fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
They're gonna happen tonight.
But you all had fun, right?
Oh my god, yes! Yes.
Okay, I haven't updated the credits yet. That's very important, so I'm going to do that quickly.
Hi.
Okay. So,
What should we talk about in the meantime?
it's all good.
Should
I've
I
done it.
recap
It
next
only
week
takes,
too?
It only takes 2 seconds. I think you should definitely recap next week. That was amazing.
Oh, really?
Can
I
we
need
just
to
do our
buy-
intros in character now?
Yeah.
Sure, we certainly
Great.
can.
Do that with because Cash is. I want Cash all the time.
You get cash all the time.
Hell yeah!
I can't get out of
Yeah!
cash.
Bam, 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 bam. Okay, we're gonna roll credits, everyone. We'll see you next week for more Tact and Diplomacy. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. here, and maybe featured on the Wizards D&D channel for some Tact and Diplomacy. So
No, not Tact and Diplomacy. Cleanup crew.
cleanup
The
crew, thank you.
cleanup crew.
We're doing Tact and Diplomacy now.
I mean-
Yeah,
I
cleanup
mean,
crew.
we can do it again. I'm fine
Yeah,
with
we'll
this.
do it again. We'll do it again. I'm fine.
Just invade the
Next
D&D
week.
channel with something definitely not D&D. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
And y'all are muted.